In this video, I'll be sharing my Wilson Ultra review. The Wilson Ultra is definitely a tennis racket that is geared more towards players who are seeking power. I'm going to talk about the overall kind of on-court performance of this tennis racket. And then after that, I'll talk about the different versions available of the Wilson Ultra. And then at the end, I'll talk about my own experience playing with the Wilson Ultra. I had a chance to play a little bit of singles and doubles with this tennis racket. So first, let's dive into the kind of overall specifications and performance of the Ultra. So the Wilson Ultra is definitely a power-based racket. So it has a 100 square inch head size, a pretty thick beam, and then the string pattern is 16 by 19. So all of this is kind of geared towards power. Wilson has made this frame pretty stiff so it doesn't absorb a lot of the impact of the ball. All of that energy is kind of released through the racket into the ball so that you're able to easily create power on your shots. The racket is pretty lightweight. It is 10.9 ounces unstrung, so around 11.2 ounces strung. So it's pretty easy to handle, pretty easy to swing. And when you're hitting from the baseline, it's pretty easy to generate depth as well. The 16 by 19 string pattern is pretty open, so you're going to be able to create good topspin. This is a great racket for beginner or intermediate level players who are just starting to learn how to hit with topspin. Any advanced level players who like to play from the baseline and want help with more power might like this racket as well. A few areas that the Wilson Ultra is lacking would be definitely control as well as comfort. One thing I noticed when I was playing with it, which I'll get into more here in a second, is any balls hit a little off center felt a little bit unstable, and the ball would kind of fly a little bit. So this is not a racket that is geared towards control. If you're looking for something like that, consider the Wilson Blade or the Wilson Pro Staff. Those are going to have a little bit more control. This racket also isn't going to have great feel on volleys and kind of touch shots as well. And then the last thing is the stability of this racket. So if you have time to prepare, if you're hitting ground strokes from the baseline, you're going to be fine. But if you're transitioning to the net, if you play a lot of fast-paced doubles and hit the ball a little off center, the stability will feel a little bit off for you. But overall, it's definitely a great racket for people who do like to play from the baseline. It's going to add power to your ground strokes. It's going to add spin and depth to your ground strokes. And it will also add some power to your serve as well. You'll be able to generate plenty of racket head speed because of the lightweight nature of the frame. Yeah, it's a great power racket for, I'd say, anywhere from beginner to high-level intermediate players. So next we'll get into the different versions of the Wilson Ultra. So there's 4 different versions I'll cover here. This version in my hand is the Wilson Ultra 100 version 3. This is the kind of base model. Like I said, it is around 11.2 ounces strung, and it's pretty easy to swing. Again, it's going to be, all 4 versions are going to be more power-based rackets. The second version is the Wilson Ultra 100L. So it has the same specifications, except it is a little bit lighter. So if you want something that is even easier to swing, maybe if you're a beginner or a junior player who needs something a little bit lighter weight, then the 100L is a great option. The third version is the 100UL, so that's the ultra light. It is even lighter than the L. And it's really for going to be for beginners, juniors who haven't matured a whole lot yet and need something really lightweight. Definitely if you're in that intermediate level range, or if you're thinking about taking, if you're even a beginner and thinking about taking tennis pretty seriously and want to improve your game, I'd probably go with the 100 or the 100L. And then the last version is the Wilson Ultra 108. That is going to be for beginners only. It has a 108 square inch head size, so it's going to have a really massive sweet spot for people who, you know, if you struggle with hand-eye coordination, if you haven't played a lot of sports in the past, and you want something really, really forgiving, and you're a beginner, really new to tennis, then the 108 could be a good option for you. So last, I'll get into the experience I had playing with the Ultra. So the Ultra, what I found is that I was easily able to swing this racket and generate depth and power from the baseline. So it was really smooth. I didn't have to swing very hard to get the ball deep in the court on my forehand and backhand side. With the open string pattern, I did notice that I was able to generate plenty of spin as well. So I really liked it kind of grooving on my ground strokes from the baseline, just because it was so easy to swing, and I didn't feel like it took a lot of effort for me to kind of move the ball around the court and create plenty of power and depth on those ground strokes. A few areas that I really had some trouble with, any fast-paced balls when I was defending, I didn't feel like I had a lot of control returning or on my volleys, especially if the ball was hit with a lot of power at me. The stability was a little off for me. I kind of like a heavier racket, so I've also played with the Wilson Pro staff recently, and that one had a lot more stability and control, which I preferred, especially for doubles. The racket is really easy to swing though, and it's great from the baseline. So if you're a singles player, anywhere from beginner, intermediate, even low-level advanced players who want something lighter weight, and you like to stay from the baseline and control the point with depth, with power, with spin, the Ultra is a great racket. So that's it for this review. Below, we're going to link to more information about all four models, the specifications, as well as a few places for you to purchase one of the Wilson Ultra tennis rackets. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video. If you liked that video, be sure to click the thumbs up button below to help support the channel. And for even more gear reviews, double strategies, and interviews with pro tennis players and coaches, don't forget to subscribe to our channel as well. You'll find links to anything mentioned in the video below in the description. And to sign up for our newsletter where you'll get double strategies and discounts on the latest tennis gear, go to thetennistribe.com.